Imagine turning your key and your engine struggles to start, or maybe it's idling so erratically you think it might stall out at any second. Then the check engine light pops on and you pull a code P00B4. This isn't just a random glitch. It is your car telling you that its internal thermometer, specifically the Radiator Coolant Temperature Sensor, is reading a high electrical value that does not make sense. This generic powertrain code applies to almost all OBD2 vehicles from 1996 onward, whether you drive a Chevy, a BMW, or a Honda. The cooling system does more than just stop your engine from overheating. It helps the computer decide exactly how much fuel to mix with the air. When this sensor fails, the engine control module, or ECM, gets confused. It might think the engine is colder or hotter than it actually is, leading to poor fuel mileage, black smoke from the exhaust, or that smell of unburnt fuel we all hate. Usually, these sensors are what we call negative temperature coefficient sensors. In plain English, that just means as the engine gets hotter, the electrical resistance inside the sensor drops. If the computer sees a resistance that is too high for the operating conditions, it throws this code. Now, this is a moderately severe issue because if your air and fuel mixture is off for too long, you are looking at potential internal engine damage, not to mention failing an emissions test. Troubleshooting this is something you can often do yourself if you have a multimeter and some patience. First, safety is number one. Never open a cooling system when the engine is hot. Let it cool down completely. Locate the sensor, which is usually on the radiator or a coolant hose, though sometimes it is buried on the cylinder head. Check the wiring first. These wires sit in a very hot environment, and melted insulation or broken locking tabs on the connector are super common. If the wiring looks good, you need to test the sensor itself. Grab your multimeter and check the resistance across the sensor pin. You'll need to look up the specific resistance values for your car in a service manual, but if the numbers are way off, the sensor is toast and needs replacing. Also, look for coolant leaks around the sensor. A leaky gasket can let air in, which messes up the reading. Replacing the sensor is usually cheap and easy. Just make sure you use the correct coolant when topping back up, or you risk internal corrosion later on. Don't ignore this one. A small sensor can cause big repair bills if left unchecked.